I'm going to work with the vocabulary of systems of linear equations. You're going to see a lot of these things, but I just wanted to turn it into what I call plain English for you. First, they're going to want a system is when you have two or more equations with two or more variables, and you're trying to find if those lines intersect, and if so, at which point or points. Having said that, a solution to a system is the ordered pair, or in some case pairs, that satisfy both equations. When it says consistent and independent, they're talking about, yes, the lines cross, so there is a cross point, and independent means there are more than one line. So for example, if I just had one line going this way, and then I had another line going this way, you could see very easily that these two cross right at that point. Okay, so these are independent lines because they come from the same place, just like you did when you came from your house and then you moved out and you became independent, right? So you're independent, but you have some kind of common part of you that's the same. You all came from the same place. So that's kind of a way to help remember it. Another one is if you have no solution, the lines will never cross. So what kind of lines never cross? Of course, parallel. Now this is me just making two little sketches to kind of give you an idea. When you have two lines that never cross, and now be careful because they have to have the same slope, because sometimes if you are only given part of a graph, you might not see all of the graph and you might think, well, they're not touching, but maybe further down they're going to eventually touch. So be careful that you verify that the slopes are identical. There's no solution, there is no cross point. Finally, if you say infinitely many solutions, infinitely many solutions means every point from one line is crossing every point from the other line. It is consistent again, just like at the beginning, because there is a cross point. But this time they're dependent. It's kind of like if I'm claiming my taxes, my children are my dependents, because everywhere I go, they depend on me for food, shelter, everything. It's not like independent where I only gave them food and shelter for a little bit and then eventually they flew from the nest. So this is when a second line is over top of another line, and it will just look like one. I added that red just so you can see. So that happens, and there's infinitely many solutions. You don't want to say that there's all real solutions because every point on this graph is not covered, just the ones on this line. Now, I'm only going to talk about graphing, okay, on the next video.